I love to sing about the moon and the June and the spring. I love to sing about a sky of blue or a T-42.
Lord of Tears. This is a film I've been looking forward to watching for a very long time. When I first saw the trailer for this film, I was blown away. I was sharing the trailer with my friends and I was always talking about how awesome it looked. I eventually purchased it, but it took me about a year to actually sit down and watch this thing. So let's start with the plot. Lord of Tears is a film about a schoolteacher named James who inherits his mother's mansion after she passes away. Along with this, he's also left a note from his mother warning him never to visit the mansion because of horrible visions he had there as a child. If she didn't want him to go there, why did she leave it to him at all? Or why did she even leave him a note saying not to go there? Everyone knows as soon as you tell someone not to do something, of course they're going to do it. Well, it is a horror film, so I guess the characters do need to make some questionable decisions. So anyway, he moves into the mansion to try to remember what happened to him there as a child because he can't remember anything. Apparently, he was obsessed with a creature known only as the Owlman, and when he moves back into the mansion, he starts to have these visions again. While there, he also sparks up a romance with a girl named Eve, and he also remains in contact with his friend Alan, who has a very sick father. Probably the less I say about the plot, the better. Now, I've heard a lot of critics really talk this film up, some even saying that this is the greatest independent film that they've ever seen. Now, I wouldn't go that far, but overall I did think this was a pretty solid flick. It was shot in Scotland and the scenery in this film is absolutely gorgeous to look at. The colors and the shadows really remind me of some of the Hammer horror films that were going on in the 50s and 60s. That is something that I really like. You don't see too many recent horror films that really go for the vintage look like this one does. It really provides a lot of atmosphere and you feel like you're watching something much older than it is. The Owlman himself is a pretty cool villain in my opinion. He's based off the Owlman folklore from the United Kingdom in the mid-1970s. There's also some inspiration in the character from pagan mythology. He isn't seen as much as you would like to see him, but in this case it definitely works with the less is more scenario, unlike Godzilla where you just are begging to see the monster again. Overall, I've been saying a lot of really positive things about the film, but that doesn't mean I don't have my own personal problems with it. For me, some of the scenes just go on for way too long. One scene in particular that really was difficult to sit through was a scene where the love interest Eve just dances around the room at a slow frame rate for about 5 minutes. There isn't dialogue, it's just her dancing. It doesn't advance the story in any way, and I definitely think it could have been trimmed down a bit. Another thing that disappointed me were some of the shots in general. I know that this was Laurie Brewster's first feature film that he directed, but a lot of these shots are very textbook and unoriginal. A two-shot of both characters, one over the shoulder favoring character A, another over the shoulder favoring character B. Not all the scenes are like this, but the ones that are really noticeable. Maybe this is just because I'm a filmmaker and notice these types of things, but for me it was really boring just sitting through these long dialogue conversations between one or two different angles. It's also very slow moving for the majority of the film, but once it gets to the end, it does get pretty exciting. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end, but let's just say one of the twists is pretty obvious from the beginning. However, when the twist is revealed, you won't be disappointed in what you see. The last portion of this film is definitely something you won't be forgetting anytime soon. Minor complaints aside, this is a good film for any hardcore horror fan to check out. I think the thing that I respect most about this film is that it's a big fuck you to all the mainstream horror films. This film was made specifically for hardcore fans of the genre and not for a mainstream audience. It knows who its audience is and that's who it's here to please. Another thing that really impressed me is the actual Blu-ray itself. I mean seriously, look at this thing! This is definitely the coolest piece in my horror collection. The case is covered with beautiful pagan and gothic looking imagery, and it's even got an actual feather from Owlman himself. And best of all in my opinion, is that I actually sent a picture of myself to Laurie Brewster and got a personalized disc with my face on it. Yes, my fucking face is on a Blu-ray. I've never seen such a handsome Blu-ray in my life. Speaking of Laurie Brewster, by the way, I've had the opportunity to talk to him on several occasions through email and on Facebook. He's a really down-to-earth guy, and it means a lot to me that he takes time to talk to beginning filmmakers and his fans. He also told me about the next 2 films he's working on, but I'm not going to say anything about them here. Just keep a lookout for them, because they're going to be really awesome. So if you're a lover of horror films, especially classic ones, Lord of Tears is definitely something to check out. I also wish the best of luck to Laurie on his upcoming projects. I hope you enjoyed my review of Lord of Tears. If you missed them, please check out my reviews of Tusk, Godzilla, and Evil Dead. I also just wanted to take a quick second and do a plug for my pal Jared. For the entire month of October, he's going to be reviewing a different horror film on his blog, Rewind or Die, so make sure you check that out. I know I will. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, what should I review next? Let me know in the comments. Have a good day, and don't let the Owlman get ya.
Bye.